Yo, this is Chief, and you're watching me cook. So, now we are going to do our walnut, our soaked walnut and mushroom. And so here are our soaked walnuts. Take a good look at those walnuts. You want the water to kind of be brown like that or golden. They have absorbed some water. You can see the top kind of look a little bit pale, and that's what you want them to look like. And we're going to take those soaked walnuts and we're going to put them in the blender and just blend them up a little bit with some garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne, and not like smooth blended, but just pulverized. Just a little couple taps of the blender speed, and then we're going to take it out of the blender and we are going to cook it as the alternative meat that will go in the tacos. So stay tuned for that. This is one of my favorite recipes when it comes to making tacos. All you need is a red onion. We'll go through our ingredients now. Red onion, which is an organic red onion. And you just want to dice that up. For tortilla, you have a couple different options if you're trying or attempting to stay alkaline. I say trying and then I stop myself. I'll share why. I believe that trying has failure embedded in the word. If you are trying, it's just like Nike, the brand. Their slogan is just do it. And there's a really good reason why. Because when you just do it, there is no excuse for failure. There is no excuse for why you didn't make it. And you're not setting yourself up initially to fail by just doing it or saying that you will just do it. So these onions are starting to get to my eyes. Well, that just erased my mindset, and now we are all about doing. So we've got some chopped up some chopped up onions. Next, we'll do our mushrooms. Now these mushrooms are baby Bella mushrooms, and I'm gonna just give them a square dice, like make them like little square cubes. And it's okay if they're crossed with these onions. They're essentially gonna all go in the same spot. Okay. Perfect. Mushrooms look amazing. I think I was saying that you have a couple options for tortillas if you're attempting to keep things alkaline. Attempting is a safe way to say fail. If you're keeping things alkaline, there you go, then just do it. However, you'll want to use as original as ingredients as you possibly can. That's the easiest way to think about alkaline ingredients. It's like the ancient grains or the old genes of plants, like not the new Monsanto genetically modified way. It's plants and vegetables that are the original, that haven't been genetically modified or aren't hybrid plants, so to speak. But I don't really know how much hybrid plants really matter. I'm a hybrid, and I don't see a problem with being a hybrid. However, I know that some of the major figures in health speak against the hybridization of plants and vegetables and fruits and so forth. Now, the mushrooms are all chopped up with our onions, and we can set that to the side for a bit. We can go and now we will blend our walnut soak. We will drain these walnuts out, and then we will blend this up a bit. Now that that's all pulsed up, I will show you the consistency you want from that. I'm gonna go a little bit more than this. You want a little bit finer than where we're at right here. Let me get a good chop on this. And what we're gonna also do is add some coconut aminos. This is the Coconut Secret from Nativa. This is gonna give a little bit of a flavor profile, like a little bit of a, I don't know, savory. It adds like a savory flavor to this recipe. Now that should be good. You can see that texture that you're going for there. We can now take this little mix and we will wait to add it to our pan with our mushrooms. So we'll kick up the heat. This is olive oil. Excuse me. I don't even know why I said that. This is not olive oil. That's the reason I said that, because it is coconut oil, which is another one of those that they say don't cook with coconut oil, or really can't tell at this point. Don't cook with oil. However, I prefer coconut oil. The flavor of coconut oil, if lightly cooked, not overheated, it is tasteful to me, especially with things like tempeh or these walnuts, mushrooms. They all give like a really nice flavor with the coconut oil. Oh, plus I did want to mention that you did not see me add any cilantro to our guacamole. I will be adding some cilantro to the guacamole. It was not that I didn't want it. It just got left out of that first video, and we'll add it in a little bit later. So the oil is heating up, and we're going to throw those onions in the pan once the oil gets hot. This is the I think it's La Quinata or La Quinado. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. La Quinata. Lacinato. Okay. Either way, there's a couple different names for this particular kale. It's a green kale that they call dino kale. It's my favorite to do the tacos in. That is what we're going to be using for our taco shells. It always feels good when you're eating good food and you know it's good food. And it vibes with you. It's an easy feeling to feel good about. Now that let's check to see if the oil is hot. The oil is hot. I'm gonna start these onions. It's okay that a couple mushrooms fall in there. It's no big deal. My cooking reflects the nature of my attitude or my character. A lot of times I'm very laid back about things. So I'm not going to stress too much if there's a few mushrooms with the onions. That's all where they're going to go. Essentially, you just kind of want to prep the smell and the oil, that aroma, the flavor. You want to start cultivating this flavor that you're going to get ready for, I guess, combining with the walnuts. And the best way to do that is to start with the onion. Your mushroom isn't going to have very much flavor. For all of the people who are just starting to acquire their taste for food or don't have a lot of foods available to you, the mushrooms absorb all of the flavors that you start with for your base, like garlic or onion. We can also add some garlic in here. This is a little bit of garlic granules. And you can see the color of those onions. They say you don't want to stop them until they become translucent, but they're not going to become translucent. It just changes the tone of the purple a little bit and goes to kind of like a pastel color. Once you see that pastel from that rich purple, add your mushrooms and add your walnuts. You can see the walnuts look a lot like what ground beef would kind of look like. Or I don't know if that's like maybe like a very undercooked ground beef. And we're just going to integrate all of these ingredients together. Let them kind of coexist in the pan for a little bit. Flavor mingle. I'm going to add more coconut aminos. Oregano. Salt. some Mexican seasoning. This is a Spice Hunter organic Mexican seasoning. It's got cumin, paprika, cilantro, red pepper, coriander, and oregano. And I'm gonna thoroughly season our mix with that. And I'm gonna add a little bit more cayenne pepper. Stir that in. And the best thing about this is it's done already. Like not saying that it's ready to serve, but there's nothing that can harm you in this. Like if it was undercooked, it's okay. You can eat raw mushrooms. You can eat raw walnuts. You can eat raw onions. Like everything in this is fine to be undercooked or overcooked, however you prefer with your dish, your tacos. I like a moist ground meat. So we're gonna cook this not too long, but I'm comfortable with, stopping a few minutes early because I know that I'm not trying to make sure that all of the ground meat is thoroughly cooked all the way through to kill any bacteria. And, you can only kill so much with heat. There's a lot that can survive the heat or that actually is birthed by the heat. So some of the times when you're trying to get rid of different bacteria or parasites, you actually activate those with heat. Now I'm going to add a little bit of lime. And this smells amazing. Like the smells are authentic. You get it smells like Mexican food. It smells like Mexican food, ground beef. Like this is it. But it's kind of better to me. If you ask me, do I have a preference on one or another? This has more flavor. I get that often when I, help others try something for the first time. This has more of a flavor than regular ground beef. However, some people are looking for the feeling of the fatty, overwhelmed digestion, and they get kind of stuck. If they don't feel that, then they don't feel like they've eaten, and it takes a little bit before you can reset yourself from that. But with plants and eating a plant-based diet, you can do it. You can definitely do it. I'm speaking from experience of eating raw for 6 months, eating salad, like a huge salad every single day for 6 months straight. Really put into perspective for me how out of balance and how off course my body really was for food. And food is so important. Food is the first medicine, and it's probably the last medicine that you need. Okay, so this is exactly where I want it. We've got our lacinato kale. You want to rinse them real good and thoroughly kind of use your fingers to rub the leaf. With produce, bugs are only going to be on pretty much on the exterior of like leafy greens for the most part, unless they're like really trying to get in there. And you just can rinse it off And most of the time that takes care of any eggs or bugs that could have possibly, been trying to inhabit your produce. All right, so that's good and that's perfect. Smells amazing. It's gonna taste really, really good. This is one of my favorite recipes, I must say. Okay. I want to do some tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes alongside. So we've got these cherry tomatoes. We're going to put a few cherry tomatoes on the top along with our guacamole that we just made in part 1 of this video. And also put some cilantro, because I'm not one of the people who is against cilantro. I'm one of the people who love cilantro. I've heard a lot about why someone loves cilantro or why someone doesn't love cilantro, and I don't know if that's particularly true. Okay, so now these tomatoes don't need to be diced up too much. They're going to go as kind of like a topping to the taco. I enjoy the yellow cherry tomatoes. They have like a little bit sweeter of a taste. So we've got our yellow cherry tomatoes. Some guacamole, a bit of cilantro, and I think I explained before, I prefer to do my cilantro with scissors, as I do not enjoy the stems of the cilantro, and this is the best way that I've found to take care of that. So I just take my produce shears and just grate it a little bit, but it's not grating because you're not like rubbing and smushing the cilantro. This is gonna chop them and fine at that, so you don't have to worry about it. You still get all of the aroma, you get the flavor profile. It's probably even more so because it's finely chopped like this, and this is the best way that I've found so far. So we've got some cilantro now, fresh. Bam. We can go right to plating this, which is super simple. If you are feeding the fam, this is like one of those recipes. Take a leaf, take a scoop of the alternative meat with the mushrooms. You can also use tempeh with this. Boom. I've tried eating this with the blue corn tortilla, the romaine lettuce, and my choice is a hands down winner for the dino kale. The dino kale has the best flavor. It's kind of thick, gives you a nice tortilla. Put a nice dab of guacamole, fresh made guacamole on there. Little squeeze of some lime. Garnish with a little bit of cilantro. Couple tomatoes to boot. And there we go. This is what we're doing. Those are our walnut mushroom guacamole tacos, ladies and gentlemen. And tomorrow is Tuesday, so this will come out in perfect timing. I'm going to do a little taste test here and let you know what it is. Let you know how good it is. Alrighty. The moment that we are waiting for. Phenomenal. The crunch mixed with the flavor. Very, very good.